welcome everybody to the Sunday Bills. There he is, Bad Santa, Mr. Jody.
What's up? Ho, 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 mother.
Right? We have a special guest this week, Mr. Tim Casper. What's happening, Tim?
Oh, not too much. Just enjoying the weather down here. And
yeah, I bet it beats the crap out of the weather up north, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Illinois, Iowa? Is that where you're from?
Yeah, originally from Illinois.
Yeah.
I don't say that loudly, but
right.
I don't want anybody to hear that.
Don't hold it against me.
Right.
All right, awesome. Well, as you can tell, we are a couple guys shy this week. Jason and Tim are at a show. Mr. Santucci is supposed to be with us. I haven't checked my messages, but he might be running late. I know we had a little bit going on. Let's double check our messages here. Nope. All right, sweet. But anyway, hope everybody's doing fine. Everybody had a good weekend so far?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
It's been great.
Sweet. We'll get right into it. Myself and Tim just got back last weekend from the Acme show, and Mr. Tim was in the top 10 with his beautiful, was that a Chevrolet truck?
Yes, 60 or 55 Chevy.
Tell us about that truck.
It's a 55 Chevy that I turned into an extended cab. I never really cared for the step sides. The step sides them years, the bed line and the cab line never matched. So you have two body lines. So basically I raised them fenders up in the rear and then made it more like a fleet side in the rear for half of it, and then the back half still a step side. And then I pretty much put a Ferrari engine in it, and 3D printed some and designed some like a Ferrari steering wheel and some seats and stuff like that. I call it the Chiavari.
Chiavari. Yeah. That's not what you called it when I was talking to you, because you had to work on it right up till the day before you left, or the day that you left.
The day that of the show. That's sad. I worked this 4 o'clock Saturday morning on that thing.
Wow.
Yeah. I've told it I forgive it now. So
yeah, after I got the award for sure.
Yeah. Because I did yell at it beforehand, telling him I was going to put it in a dark box in the corner of a closet.
I don't know if you know Frankie Steffens, but Frankie used to have a quote for those ones that gave him a hard time, and I kind of adopted it because I'm guilty of it too. And I'll tell him, if you don't behave, I'll Hulk smash your ass.
Yeah, I was there a few times, but I still got a few little touch-ups to do. But luckily, Acme was fairly dark.
That truck was well deserved to be where it was at. It was all a matter of who was going to finish behind Clay Kemp anyway, but
exactly.
That car that he built was amazing.
Yeah, there's nothing compared to that thing.
Matthew Burry, we got Rob Royal, Rayo. I'm butchering that name. Sorry, but Ray Akulula, welcome. Del Kalula, welcome. He's from Vegas. Got a few in the chat. But,
I believe that's Ray Aquilina.
Aquilina?
I probably still got it wrong.
You couldn't have butchered it any bad than I did. But listen, I can do this one. Matthew Burry, I can do that one.
Yeah, Aquilina.
There he is, Caleb Rogers. I know that dude. What's up, Caleb? But we'll let a few more get in here. Robert Penderson's in here, looking good. Tim, that truck is amazing.
Thank you.
I think you know that guy too, don't you? Robert Penderson.
Bob Peterson.
Yeah. That's him. I figured you knew him from your club, isn't he?
Yeah, he's one of our club members. Yep.
That's it.
Good guy, great builder. Of course, everybody in our club.
You have a pretty awesome club up there. I'm waiting for him to come in because I know he's going to come in with guns a-blazing, but I'm waiting for Logan. He was all excited about you being on the show today.
Logan's a great guy.
He is. And he was with Riv Was that the Sunday show? Yeah, that was the Sunday show, wasn't it? Or Justin that he was on? Yeah, because they were showing his pictures, and they showed pictures of his demo cars. Man, he does some amazing work.
Yeah.
And you got to see him in person, man. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. That's the way he bends the frames up and the fenders. You'd think that would just be easy, but it ain't. You just know it ain't easy.
Not to make it look realistic anyway.
Right.
Yeah, the first
Anybody can heat plastic and bend it.
That's right.
He makes it look like he got hit by another car. I love the skid steer tires that he puts on them things. Or forklift tires. Those things are cool.
Now, what he does is, I mean, he rewrites the book. The first year he came to our show, he won best of show with the one of those, which, you know, as a judge, I walk around going, you know, I'm looking at the details and how well everything's done. And that thing was flawless. You know, I don't know much about him in real life,
But yeah.
it was flawless.
Well, looky here. Jason from Blue Ox Models is in the chat.
Scumbum.
He's out having too much fun and supposed to be here with the rest of us. Oh, we got Dean Scale Model Zone. Welcome.
Is he
Dean.
working today? Is that why he's not here?
No, I believe him and Tim are at a show.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They're playing grab ass is what they're doing.
That's what they're doing, playing grab ass with each other. I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
Look, no judgment.
No
yeah,
doubt.
yeah, exactly.
We're not judging. We're just pointing out facts.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the chat's starting to roll. So you guys want to share what you're working on? We'll start with you, Justin.
Yeah, I am working on putting some cast armor texture on the super bright ass lights. Hang on a second. Let's try that. Let's see if that works. Change that one. Some cast armor texture on the Ryfield Models EZ8.
Sweet. How do you do that? Literally, how's
So
that?
that is some of this stuff
Yes.
mixed with to me extra thin, or in my case it's Mr. Tool Cleaner, just in a metal where's my thing, a metal lid. Just mix the two together and then stipple it on with a brush.
Okay.
I have a special brush I got cut down here.
Okay.
Just dip it in and stipple it on, kind of, get it on your brush and just.
Yeah, and that's so it's going to give it that cast iron pot metal look, right?
Yep. And then you just kind of soften that texture just a little bit with a sanding sponge, a fine grit sanding sponge. And boom, when you go to add paint to that thing, it'll look like nice rolled cast texture.
Nice.
Rolled and cast are two opposite ways. So I don't know why I just said rolled cast.
Well, that's cool because I wonder how they got that done.
I mean, there's already some texture in the kit, but it seems to be a thing with armor modelers to accentuate it a bit by adding the putty. Some people use Mr. Surfacer 500. Someone actually just posted a video on several different pages of doing a truck bed liner using.
Oh yeah. I've got some textured paint from ProScale.
Okay.
And that's supposed to be the same way, but I haven't tried it yet. I bought it because it seemed like a really cool thing, and then it was one of those things that got on the shelf, and that's where it sits.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you bought it to do it, and then you never did it.
Well, I've only got 1 or 2 bottles of paint, so I can't. I got to be sparing with what I use. Right?
And other than that, I'm working on the Musaru cup. I actually got it put away, but I put my cat has a habit of knocking down all my shit. So I put them back in the boxes so they don't go disappearing all over the place.
Right.
But this is the Aoshima Nissan Silvia S15.
Nice.
I got a 3D printed engine compartment for it, so I had to hack the whole front end off. And then I had to go and make the factory suspension fit into that engine compartment. So
nice.
I did all that yesterday, test fitted it with the body. Got some body filler kicking right now on the body. I'm still molding in the body kit that I bought for it as well. That's sitting in the dehydrator now, baking off. So
nice.
that's pretty much what I've been working on all weekend.
Sweet. Well, between Tim, who's here, he's supposed to be in the show with us, but he's hanging out with his good friend Jason, and they're out, according to Jody, playing grab ass. And K Dog's in the house. What's up, K Dogs? Oh, look at there. West Georgia Rods and Customs. Guess who that is? Our good friend Fred Henry.
Fred Henry.
Definitely want to give Fred a shout out for last weekend. I know me and Tim were there. Great time at the show, as always, Fred. Your club did an awesome job. And I want to thank you again for being the liaison between us social media guys and your club, keeping us posted on what's going on, man. Great show. We appreciate you, all the work you guys put in. But back to it. Jody, what are you working on, my brother?
I am still poking away at this little 29 Ford rat rod build. I'm currently cleaning up some 3D printed wheels, just to get the tolerance a little bit better. They kind of fit a little tight. I got the chassis. I'm going to dirty this up a little bit, but I got this guy all built. It's just painted Tamiya semi-gloss black lacquer.
Okay.
I'm just going to dust it. And then you guys have seen this a couple times, but I did the chipping method on the body.
That's cool.
The dark maroon on the interior. It's getting closer. I gotta get this thing buttoned up. There's other stuff that I need to get going on, and
Is that a build for the magazine, or is that a build for you?
No, this is with the Newberg Club.
Okay.
Those guys host pretty regular group builds, and try to do them all, but can't do all of them. So this was a fun one. So I actually picked this kit up specifically for that, and gaining on it.
Yeah, making ground, making headway.
Slowly but surely.
I did one of those, and I think I want to do another one at some point. It was a
Yeah.
nice kit.
It is a nice kit. It's got good detail, good detail right out of the box, and lots of different options, a couple different sets of wheels.
Yeah,
you can do a high boy or a low boy roadster. You've got different induction options with it. So there's quite a bit. I mean, I did buy some 3D printed wheels and tires, and I've got one of these 6-barrel setups from VCG Resins on there. I think probably do a pre-wired distributor. Not too crazy, but make it nice enough where I wouldn't feel terrible about taking it to a show. So,
right.
Well, Tim, you're absolutely right. I'm super jealous. You're playing grab ass with Jason and not me. And then, Fred and Jason both chimed in with, yes, he really likes that, because both of those guys have been the big spoon with me before. So don't let them fool you.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right? He had nothing to do with it, but we do need him. We do need him in our lives.
Greasy ass big spoons. Ugh.
Yeah. And a breath smells like alcohol because that's the only way they'll do it. You got to get them drunk up first. Oh, your hot breath. Fred said, I think I just threw up. Don't throw up that carrot cake. It was good. And to our guest, Mr. Tim, what you working on, my friend?
I got a AMC Rebel here.
Woohoo! AMC, baby.
Yeah, I love the AMC stuff. I've built the Ramblers, the Scrambler, the Javelin. I built those both as pro mods. But this one I'm going to do is a pro touring. I love the pro touring stuff. And again, a club member gave me this, and I told him I'm going to butcher it up for him. So.
And that is the Johan, the machine, the Rebel, the machine.
Yes, the Rebel machine.
Johan kit, yeah.
Yeah, those are few and far between, and they're not cheap.
Right.
But if anybody could cut one up, it would be you. I might throw a different chassis underneath it, but there ain't no way in hell I'd take a saw to one of those bodies. Ain't happening.
I'm gonna put a vent in it here and there. Probably change the hood up. Try to keep it in that AMC,
Right.
so to say.
Nice.
Yeah, cool little kit.
It is a cool kit. There's I've not opened mine. Tim Ryan, he's normally on our show. This good friend of mine. He sent me one. We worked out a little deal, and I've opened it, but I just was gawking at the body. Does it have the typical Johan chassis, the one-piece chassis with the axle to it? Yeah. So yeah, you definitely got to change that up.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that new Mobius kit to come. I had 2 pre-ordered, so
What's
They're
that?
supposed
The new Gal or the new Comet?
yeah,
Yeah, I picked one up at the show.
yeah, I should have.
They sold out. There was like 3 people that had them, round 2, and a couple independent people that had them.
Right.
And they sold, every one of them sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, every one of them
Impressive
sold.
kit. We looked at it.
Yes, who was somebody? Yeah, it was you that was telling me that a bunch of people got together and somebody opened theirs and you went through it. I have not opened mine.
Yeah, we went through it at sitting at the hotel Saturday night. I mean, it's legit. They definitely, it's not just a kit that was thrown together. It's something that's really nice. It's going to be a big donor kit for a lot of cars. Yeah.
Well, I hear you quietly asking, and I will rip off BG with that. I hear you quietly asking, Mike.
Nobody's asking.
Nobody.
No,
is.
very quietly. That's right.
Very quiet. Way in the background. Like
Mike, what the hell are you working on, Mike?
Kind of like it was me. Kind of like it was me way in the background doing this. Mike, what are you working on? It'll take a while. Yeah. I'm still working on my Northeast Modified, but I have made some progress.
Excellent.
Those of you that have been following along, you can actually see the coilovers I built for that in there.
Nice.
Those of you that have been following along know that this was a 3D print that Matthew Inman printed up for me, but it's off of a very, very blocky 3D print. It's kind of like a die-cast print is what it's off of. So I've spent most of my time hacking it up. I actually got that front end out of there. That was all molded in one piece, and I was able to cut it at the hind joints, pull 2 links off of this side, if I can turn it around without breaking my wrist, and pull that front end out to where I could get it painted up and start getting some work done on it. But really, really happy with it, and should have it done by Christmas time when I head up north to be able to give it to my brother.
Excellent.
Nice.
Nice work.
Today's goal is to drill out the rear. Here's I'll try. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but I got a set of coilovers that I got here. I don't know if you'll be able to see them in my camera or not, but there they are. I kind of see them. They're a little bit better, but I ran a little piece of styrene rod through them to be able to mount them up when time comes. But really cool. Actually, they're not scratch built. Those are crap. There's a company. Can't think of the name of it now. It'll come to me. But there's a company that make them. They're just basically like a spring pen with a couple pieces of machined aluminum in there that makes it coil over, and they work really, really well. Huh. I can't think of the name of them. So I ordered them somewhere. That's right. I do my channel name proud.
They're not that Top Studio, are they?
They might have been Top Studio. It was one of those ones that were, out, you don't hear too much about, but makes really nice stuff.
Yeah.
It might have been Top Studio. Now I'm going to draw a blank thinking of it because, of course, I need to be thinking of it. And I kept the package. I got them from Ted's is where I got them from. I remember that. And here's my. I thought I had it. That's going to drive me nuts now. Ted's, yeah, it said all it says is coilover shock. FASCOS 540-1 coilover shock. But they're pretty neat. If you get like the one on the on this one, the one on the what would be the passenger side or the right side of the race car is actually a little bit longer. You can take the spring and pull it apart like and get it to like it's a pen spring, but you can pull it apart and get it to whatever height that you want to out of it. It's pretty neat the way they work. And with this being, like I said, with this being that die-cast chassis, it needs all the help it can get trying to get detailed up. I've got some of the Herd Hobbies brakes and rotors that I'm going to put on there for the race car stuff. I'm putting in one of their one of the Herd Hobby big blocks in there. So give it a little more detail where I can get the detail out of it. So speaking of that, I've heard that story. Tim, were you there when was it JRS's car got squished by the award? Did you see that?
I didn't see it happen. They wanted to have us take our models over to have pictures taken, and I went over and had it taken. When I came back, he was picking up a bunch of little pieces, and I thought, oh wow, he must have had like all the lug nuts and stuff. But I never seen the car. But apparently and he had posted on Facebook that it got destroyed.
That was heartbreaking, man. I felt bad for him.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was 100% an accident, and nobody, no malice was intended. But wow,
right.
That was a Ricky Rudd car. He did a really, really good job with it too.
But it was amazing. It
really was. Yeah. Mr. Leon's in the house. What's up, Leon? Anyway, I have been reorganizing my hobby bench and room for the last 2 days. It doesn't mean to say that I've made any progress. Just means to say that's what I've been doing.
You're just working on it.
Just working on it. Well, I've got the hideout outside, but it's still not wired and plumbed and all that. And I got a lot of work I got to get done inside of it. So anything I take out there, I put on a table, with the intention being that when I do get ready to work inside, I can move the table from, work at one end and then move the table and work at the other end. And that table is getting fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller. And I'm trying to get some space back in my room, man.
I need space on my bench about 10 minutes to every build session.
Yeah.
When I was building that truck for Atlanta, it got to the point where I was just taking a towel and throwing it over the mess and building on top of that.
That's a technique I'd never thought of before. Thank you for the tip.
Yes.
And my wife walks in and she's like, "You need to clean your bench." So I took all the towels and threw them on the floor.
Please.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
I've got so much loose 3D printed stuff that I need to organize, and I've got the bins to do it. I just hadn't taken the time to do it. And working 65 hours a week, time was a little tough to come by. But I had the whole weekend off, so I said, I want to get some sort of progress done this weekend. So I got about 20 kits outside. I got about 60 kits put outside, and I added about 40 more to my iCollect app, which I really enjoy that app. And so that's something. And then I got the supplies and tools organized, my drawers organized, the stuff that I work with every day. I got that a little bit more organized. Now the key is to remember where I put everything. It's not where it needs to be. Spend a half an hour trying to find something because I moved it. Jason Rossberger, anybody get building done during the World Series?
Yay, sports.
Yeah, I don't watch this. I don't watch the series. I hardly watch any sports anymore. I mean,
me neither.
It just
we've got time for that.
That's right. It gets in the way of modeling.
Yay, sports.
Yay, sports.
Yay, sports ball.
Hey, Craig, what's going on, buddy?
That's how I feel about the World Series. Yay, sports.
And Fred, I'm sure you guys are working on that, and I certainly don't mean to point fingers at you guys. I don't think that was anybody's fault. Don't think it was the club's fault. It was just it's sad that it happened, but and I know I have no doubt in my mind that you guys will take action to be able to make sure that doesn't happen again. Again, awesome club, awesome show. I certainly isn't trying to talk crap about that, but I know you guys will get that figured out, and I'm sure you guys all feel as bad as he does about having it happen in the first place.
Yeah, I'm sure it's one of those deals too where I've never seen it happen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I never would have guessed it to happen, but
just bad luck. Just ran out of luck.
Yeah, good run of bad luck is really what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they may redesign their awards to be a little bit wider in the base.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
right.
whatever they got to do, they'll figure it out. Like I said, that's a great team up there, a great club, and I have no doubt in my mind they'll do whatever it takes to make it make it to where minimize any possibility of that stuff happening again.
Yeah.
Oh, Fred said they're just going to go ahead and break all of his and my builds from going forward. If you break my builds, you ain't broke nothing. If you break your
That's
build, you
right.
broke something.
Yeah,
That
right.
crap, you can stomp on my crap and nobody would know the difference anyway.
Oh,
should-
stop.
It's
No,
the same
come
thing.
on now.
They should try to break your legs. They should try to break your legs or something instead.
Right, there you go. Break my leg.
Yeah, it may be more enjoyable anyway, to be honest with you.
Right, it probably would be more enjoyable than watching your model get stomped.
But
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'd be hiding behind my models, and people go by, and be like, "Oh, look, Mikey tried hard again this year. Bless his heart."
yeah. You're doing good.
I'm doing better than I have been doing. That's what I like. Progress.
There you go.
Yep, that's how you get better. I mean,
That's it. That's it.
just keep doing it,
That's it.
pushing yourself, and
That's right.
Yeah. I agree 100%. That's why, like I said, that's why I'm starting my Acme build instead of waiting for this or that. Or I got the idea, with Mark throwing it back to making some sort of model that represents your channel. Those of you that have been following along know that was the first thing I worked on when I started my channel, was that 76 Pacer. So I was able to pick up another one. I've learned from the mistakes from it, and I'm going to do this one, and that'll be the one that I'm carrying up to Acme next year. So
That's what you say now.
that's what I say now. Well, I got a whole year, right? So
Do you? Though?
Yeah, but you still got to get started on that Sherman too, though.
yeah, I got to get that Sherman done. I got to get that done. That's why I was asking about that cool technique you were just showing.
Yes, sir.
I may have to do that.
Well, I'll have to explain it to you again in fucking 9 months when you get to it.
Yeah.
See there? I don't know if that means you know me or
Yes, I know you. I've been watching you.
Right?
Yeah. I've been watching you.
I've been watching you.
I know I'm going to need to remind you.
Is that why my curtain blinds have been moved around? You people.
I don't know, but your new living room furniture looks good from the yard.
Damn it, man. That's some funny shit. I don't give a damn who you are. John, we were just talking about that. I'll break it down for you. Bad Santa's working on his Sherman tank. I'm working on my Northeast Modified. Mr. Tim is working on the AMC Rebel. And Jody is working on his 29T bucket. Rob says, I didn't watch any sports, and I'm in LA. I'm a modeler, not a rioter.
Well, goddamn.
Well, yeah. We were living vicariously through you, Rob. Oh, that should prove to be interesting.
I know one thing. It was a good thing. My buddy Bob there told me your show was on last Sunday on my way home from Acme.
Yeah, you said it kept you awake.
Yeah, I probably would have been in the ditch somewhere having a
See there?
That's not good.
There, guys. We can rest our hats on that. We saved the life of a fellow modeler.
Excellent.
Did we though? Did we?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Does that cancel out the ones that have done harming themselves based on all this? Or
Yeah.
That's
is it an upside down type situation, or does one cross out the other?
Save one life means that you can destroy 50 others, right?
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's what I'm telling myself anyway. And then I'm going to tell myself, where the hell did you put that bead? I'm missing my bead.
Your anal bead?
It could have been. It's really small. No,
Just remember, pull them out gently. You're not rip starting a lawnmower.
That's right.
No, I've actually got a bead that I was using for an eyelet on the end of my coilover. And now I have to get another one. Yeah, you come into my hobby room and you're like, what in the hell is he doing with all those little beads? They work for a lot of cool things.
My favorite Hobby Lobby box.
Right? It holds all kinds of little shit. I'll use the little beads for like eyelets on the bottom of a shock. They work really good for fuel line and brake line guides when you're running it down the chassis. They work really well for that. Yeah, look at I pulled that one out and I found my other one. That's just how it works for me.
Well, aren't they connected on a string?
No. Dean said, I hope Jason washed that bead before using it.
Yeah.
Do you know what works good for shotguns too?
What's that?
If you go over to like Bass Pro Shops, down by us we have ice fishing down there.
Right.
But if you get the real tiny little hooks for ice fishing, you can snip that end off. Snip the hook
Oh,
off.
yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it works perfectly.
Nice.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it works good.
Ice fishing. That's something I haven't done since Moby Dick was a minnow.
Well, that's because there's not much ice in Florida.
There is that. There's that.
Well,
whole concept.
There's ice in Florida, but it's not the kind of ice that you fish.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It's not the ice you want to run into.
Yeah, they came through here, 2-3 months ago?
I don't doubt it. Probably
Yeah.
looking for the contractor guys.
It was interesting. My landscaping didn't get done for a couple weeks after that.
A lot of stuff happens to in the villages, man. Presidents come down to visit the villages. We were there the year that I was working down there. The year that the second Bush came down to visit.
Oh yeah,
man. He flew in on a helicopter. They had us shutting down all of our equipment and we couldn't do squat the whole time he was there. And you saw guys with guns everywhere.
it's been fairly quiet since I've been here.
It's a great place to live. I explain it to people that don't know, but you could be born in the villages, go all the way through school in the villages, go to college in the villages, get a career in the villages, retire in the villages, and die in the villages and never have to leave the villages. I don't know why you would want to do that,
Right.
but it is possible.
Yeah, it's
And never have to buy a car because they have way more fun on their golf carts.
Yeah, tell me about it. Bought a brand new one in March when we got here. It's got 2,300 miles on it already.
Oh, wow.
Everything around there, every walk path, right next to the walk path is an 8-foot wide golf cart path.
Yep.
Ask me how I know. I graded those damn golf cart paths. What a pain in the ass.
They were nice though.
Yeah, they are. They're really nice.
You done a good job.
We went in. We used to call it the vortex because once you went in there, because I ran heavy equipment and moved dirt. Right, that was my job.
Yeah.
Still is. But you get in there and you couldn't get out, and after a while, it got pretty damn boring going to the same place doing the same thing over and over and over again. Right.
Yeah.
It was almost like production work. So we call it the vortex. Once you got in there, you couldn't get out.
Yeah, it's definitely a different life.
It is a different life, that's for sure.
Gives me more modeling time, so I'm all good.
All right. Don from Model Land RC, what's up, buddy? Rob says he's working on the Captain Hook wrecker. I love the kit, even if it's a snap kit. I'm adding wheels, 3D engine, and some other accessories to improve it. Very cool. Very cool.
That's what we're talking about. Just because of the snap kit doesn't mean it's for kids.
That's it.
That's right.
Yeah. There's so much more you can do. It's a good solid foundation to build off, that's for sure. Red Scrapyard. He said that's good being down there and the villages is good for the seniors. Less to remember.
Very true.
Fly Dragon 9419 says you will see some of the baddest golf carts here in Florida. Where are you at, Fly Dragon? It sounds like you're in Florida somewhere. But yeah, they've got those ones that look like 32 Fords, 57 Chevys, and they do them all up, man. They get crazy.
Yeah, there's some really, really, really cool ones here.
Mm-hmm.
My
You
buddy,
have to Google that place to understand it. He's in Bradenton. Okay, he's just south of us. They have parties every night at the squares, and they live the life down there for retirees. They're having a good time. They got some of the best restaurants, some of the best beer joints. And nobody gets a ticket on their golf cart when they're riding around drunk.
They just started to.
Did they start doing that?
Some lady was drinking and her golf cart went 24 miles an hour, blinding speed.
Right.
But apparently, it's 20 miles an hour or something here. That's all mine goes anyway. So, but it's not a normal. It's
She got pulled over on her golf cart at 24 miles an hour. Woo! Pull over. Pull over.
I just want to see like a cop golf cart.
I can see it now. Well, somebody leaning out the side of the golf cart. Ma'am, we're gonna need you to pull over. Break on the radio. She's resisting. She's fleeing. I got a 10, 26, 42, 45.
Gonna jump out and pursue on foot.
Dave, that one point, the villages did have the highest STD herpes in the country. I don't know about it now, but I know back then it did. Apparently, Grandma and Grandpa are having a really good time.
They were.
Well, at that point, they don't care.
Right?
I've heard all this, but I know about the loofah thing too.
Question for the folks. All right, here we go. Question for the folks. Let me highlight this. See what we got here. As soon as I can find my cursor. Show. Question for the folks. Masking windows. I'm using Tamiya tape for the inside, of course, but the outside before spraying. Would regular blue painter's tape be okay? That sounds like a Justin question because he tapes off. Maybe a Jody question because he tapes off aircraft.
I would use the Tamiya tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Mainly for the ease of use. But you can get away with it if you detack it first. And when I say detack it, put it on the back of your hand and peel it off. Make it a little less sticky and then apply it to your surface. But if we're talking about painting the body, I would say paint the body before you put those windows in.
He said
Do as much
masking
as your
window.
paintwork first before you put your windows in.
Yeah, he
if
said
that's the,
masking window. So I assume that he's putting a barrier around, like like maybe a sunband, or if it's a race car, it'll
Yeah.
have that black thing all the way around.
Yeah. No, again, if that's the case, you could get away with the blue, or frog tape or something along those lines, but I always detack it. I just apply it to the back of my hand and then peel it off. So it's just a little less sticky.
My good friend Jamie G's in the house. What's up, Jamie G? He lives way, 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 way up in Canada. Like almost a damn Iceland or something up there. Yeah, that's what he's painting. That's what Caleb's saying. He's painting the black parts glass is what he's painting.
Yeah, just saw that. He might it might be easier to use that to me just to be able to get that outline.
Right, to get the it might
know what I
he's
mean?
saying that
And
he's
then-
out of the correct tape. So he was wondering about the blue, but it might be worth waiting to get that correct width tape. Make that
I mean,
red.
you can always lay your tape down and get a steel ruler and slice it thin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I do. I buy just regular masking tape as backups and then just slice it down to the size I need.
The blue tape and the frog tape is just so much thicker.
They
Where
are.
Mia stuff is so much thinner. It's just easier to
Lay
it down, burnish it down a little bit, pop that detail
Absolutely.
back out. Yeah.
100%.
Tougher to do that with the other stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So the answer is in a pinch, yes, but the right tool for the right job.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. I still ain't seen Logan, and that is not like him. I thought he'd be in here giving you a hard time, Tim, but he's.
I thought so too.
I need to text him. That's what I'll do.
Yeah,
I'll text him right now.
I know he texted me this morning.
Where did he go? Here we go. Doop, doop. If he's not too busy, he should be here because now he got his reminder.
You should send Tucci a reminder too.
I should have. I'm while I'm doing it. Yeah.
Maybe
That's not like Tooch. He's usually got something going on. If he doesn't show up, he's usually got something going on.
Yeah, I think I did see him post something about some history shit this morning.
Yeah, I don't want to bother him. Oh, Tim's got something he's working, or not Tim, but Logan's got something he's working on dealing with. He said he'll try later. He'll try to get in there before it's over. He's probably doing smash up derbies with some car.
I don't know if that's a good enough excuse, though.
I don't think that's a good enough excuse.
Fucking excuses, man. Nothing but excuses.
All right?
I'm gonna have to do better than that.
You got to come up with something better than that. All right. That might be code too. That might be code for something that I don't understand.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to hang out with.
He is. We get a good dose of him there on the Discord, and he is a lot of fun, man.
Study revealed that the Japanese wolf has genetic links to both prehistoric wolves and modern dogs. Find a Japanese wolf in those woods?
So where the hell is it again?
Tell him to find me on Facebook. I shared our link.
Okay.
I will be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swap laundry. Ooh.
Been there. Been there already. I had to swap mine right before the show started.
Has a very long pitch to it. The example recording, it tends to be a long break and
That didn't work.
so nothing about the examination of the frequency range here would rule out that it could be a fault that we're hearing in the recording.
So my very first experience with Casper builds or Casper Customs was that javelin that you built.
Yeah.
And that I saw pictures of it, and I was like, that is absolutely amazing. That thing looks really, really cool.
Well, thank you.
When I grow up, I want to be like that.
That was a fun build.
I'm sure.
Of course, I mean, really, all builds are fun, except that truck.
That's right. The truck was no fun.
It was fun all up until I painted it, and then it hated me. But I enjoyed building.
Yeah.
I hope so. I've been doing it since I've been 3 years old.
Well, you never took a break?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I went through this thing where I was building NASCAR for a while. And
Yeah. I was getting into it heavy during the NASCAR era, the late 80s, early 90s,
yeah,
when Monogram and AMT were pumping them things out one after another.
right.
In fact, I have I have over 500 NASCAR kits.
Really?
And because when I got back into the hobby, Fred Henry says that we all get the break when we're young men and we start smelling the fumes, the gas fumes and the perfumes. So I went after I got done with that, and I got back into the hobby about 5 years ago. That's all I had from back then was about 16 NASCAR model kits and some old dried up Testors paint.
Yeah.
And now I have a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, getting into the whole super detail stuff. And then I got into bass fishing. And took a little break. And 2017, my dad wasn't doing real great. He was sleeping a lot. So I decided I was going to get him back into model building because that's who, I started at 3. Me and my dad sitting. We had a little furnace room in the house. We'd sit in there, spray paint, try to blow it up next to the furnace. But so, 2016 actually was Thanksgiving. I got a couple model kits and we went up to his house and I said, hey, let's build a model. And he got in, he was doing it. Now he's building models again. He'll be down in December. He'll do a couple of the local shows.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good.
There's no pausing for HIV.
Justin, is that you with the TV in the background?
I don't think so. Maybe.
It's
Let's see. I mean, I got an earbud in and I'm listening to.
Well, whatever it was, it just went away.
Yeah, it was loud.
Getting weird.
Looking to get into painting 1/6 figures. Any paint recommendations? Looking at Vallejo and Citadel.
I would recommend Vallejo. Of those two, Vallejo is probably your better bet. But I'd recommend even more so take a look at Scale 75. Scale 75 paints are phenomenal.
Huh.
Shorty's in the house. What's up, Shorty?
Shorty.
Shorty!
I got to meet Shorty, at a show sometime. Apparently, he's the only guy in the hobby that's shorter than me. him and my bearded brother Jeff Lawless. I got to meet Jeff for the first time this past weekend. And when you watch Jeff's videos, it's always chest high. He's a big guy, but it's always chest high. So he appears to be rather tall, but nope, he's not.
I know when I walked into Acme, I prior to that, I never really formally met you. You know,
Right.
I seen you at the one show, but and I had just set down my models and I walked somewhere and you were sitting over by the door.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, there he is.
Oh,
Talk to him.
The one and only, that's for sure.
There he is.
Don't know. There he is. Don't go over there. Avoid him.
I seen you at the Southland show, but you were talking to a bunch of guys, and I was like, I don't want to bother them.
Oh man, anytime you see me, please do. I'm a chatterbox anyway, right? I'm not that doesn't give it away on all the videos that I'm on and whatnot, but I love to talk. So any opportunity to talk models, man, I don't care who it is. I'll just, especially somebody that I can learn something from. Hell yeah.
Boxes of milk from aisle 31. A switch to produce can fit into it. Do not think if allergic to milk.
Yeah.
Drink starch and full curd.
Yeah, I figured I'll start this one. I'm trying to get 2 models done this
Trying to
year.
get 2 of them done.
Yeah. Last year, I mean, with moving and everything, that was.
I tried to do 2 models. I was going to do 2 models for last year's USAC, and I just finished that dart in time to take it back. It was the only one. I'm not committing.
I was gonna.
I had every intention.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions, Michael.
Yeah, I tend to do one. I'll call it an easier build. Something that's not, 99% scratch build. Which
Well,
would
if I would follow Jason's advice and build something out of the box, I probably would get it done.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
I've tried.
Yeah. Usually when I'm building them out of the box, they end up back in the box. A few of our club members, I'll post it on our Facebook page and what should I build next? And they're like, box stock. I'm like,
I saw that. I saw your post, and you were like, "What kind of box stock?" And I'm like, "I don't think he can even. I don't think he can do that."
I did one, and they accused me of cheating. I'm like, well, that's no fun, guys.
Well, I am going to build a box stock because as soon as I get this Northeast Modified done, the next one on my list is the tank. And the only other tank that I've ever built is, well, I can't really call it box stock either, can I? Because I'm using
you bought a pile of
tracks
parts
and
for it.
3D printed stuff. So never mind. I retract that statement.
That's box stock plus, like Jason says,
There you go, box stock plus.
because you're not really modifying anything; you're just replacing parts with
Replacing parts.
something that's better.
Jason says, "What? You like to talk? No way." Yeah. All right, Jason. Well, Daddy always said, find something that you can do and do it well. So apparently, that's my gift.
2023 whistleblower David Fresh did testify that the government was trying to reverse
Not me. I'm generally quiet.
consistent with this potential.
I get around the modeling club, people.
Right.
I don't know how I'm actually a president of a club. I don't like talking in front of people. But
Have you attended any of the local meetings for the local clubs?
yeah, I go to the Villages has their little club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I go to that one. Actually,
The only problem with that, unless they've changed it, you have to live in the Villages to go to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I went to their meeting the first time is when we were down here for 5 weeks, just seeing how we liked it.
Right.
I was finishing the javelin for Acme, So I went to their club meeting. Well, it was small at that time, but now they came back. There's probably 40 members.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they primarily military aircraft, or is it 50-50 or
It's, I would say, primarily
military?
craft. Then there's your guys, a couple a car guy.
First responder lights that you would be
The reason my collection looks like it does is because of these guys that, between On Top of the World, the villages, the other retirement communities around here, where guys just get to where they can't do it anymore, or unfortunately have passed on, and the wife has all this stuff and don't know what to do with it. And I go down and buy a bunch of it up and give her what she's asking for it, and or give him what he's asking for it, and usually get some pretty good deals that way. They bought this stuff years and years ago, and you're not paying. And I'll tell them what it's worth, but usually the biggest thing with what I've run into with them is they're like, "Are you going to resell it or are you going to build it?" And it's my intention to build every freaking thing I got.
Yeah.
I'm not, but it's my intention anyway.
Right.
And, they tend to like the idea of it getting built, so you usually get some pretty good deals.
Yeah.
To keep drones in place.
Yeah, I'd like to build every one I got too. At 2 a year on a good that's very old.
Yeah. I did the math on mine. I've got somewhere north of 2,000, less than 2,500, and it was something we did the math on it one time. And if I built like 3 a month or something crazy like that, I'd have to live to be 147 years old to build them all.
But you know what though? You never know what you're gonna feel like building.
Yeah, well, take this.
It's nice to have those choices.
It is. Well, take this Pacer deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to kit bash it with the Viper, so there's 2 kits gone.
Right.
And even the Dart was kit bashed with that Pontiac Pro Street, so there's 2 kits gone, right? Plus the 3D printed stuff and all that. So
Right.
But I've also been on a higher end model kit with buying Tamiya kits and some of the higher end stuff.
Mhm.
And you don't kit bash those. You build those right out of the you build those like you're supposed to.
Right.
You're right, Brian. I'm gonna have to live forever to build them all. Logan, he said he was coming, but I don't see him.
I'm just trying to make it to next year's Acme.
Right? I already reserved my room.
Well, we tried, but now they're getting a second block or something.
Yeah, they will. They do it every year. They cut out a certain, I don't know what the number is, and I don't know who's in charge of what, but we cut them out a certain block. Now, last year, I couldn't get my room until November, but I also left them a note, and they were kind enough to call me as soon as the rooms opened, and I got a room. So they let me know. This year, 15 minutes after they announced that we could reserve the rooms for next year, I was standing there, and they were already out of double queens.
Yeah.
And all they had was kings, which is fine. But so I reserved one with a note that if a double queen becomes available, then that's really what I wanted.
Right.
And when they open up that next block, I'm sure I'll get the double queen then. But
Yeah.
Is that so you can room with somebody? Share the cost?
Charlie Rice. Charles,
Okay.
He's talking about maybe coming, and again, it doesn't cost me any more money for the room.
Yeah.
I also was thinking, we'll see how it works out, but I didn't know what your status was, and if I can save somebody the cost of the room, because I'm paying the same price either way, right? And I'm
Right.
going. And if
Well, you would be sharing the cost.
no, I would pay for the room, and then whoever needed it would save them the money. If it's the difference between because it gets expensive
Going and not going. Oh yeah.
But if that's the difference between somebody being able to go and not being able to go, and that doesn't cost me any more money, I would gladly give up a bed. That's all I'm doing is giving up a bed that I'm not doing anything with anyway.
It's amazing how fast that show
That
grew.
shows.
It just I mean, I think the first year I was there was like 600 models on the table. And then, of course, that was first year back at
Did you go to the old location?
Yes.
I heard that was pretty rough.
I didn't mind it, but it was different. This
Yeah,
is much nicer.
I've heard some horror stories about traffic, and 1 year I guess the Braves won, and it was the show was right there when they had their World Series or whatever, and it was like my old friend Tom Rambler 69 said he could see the building that he needed to get to for the 5 hours that he sat in traffic trying to get to it.
Yeah, and parking was horrible at that old. That I remember.
This venue here, those guys did a great job. I mean, I know they got it figured out, but I'm a little concerned for them because if it keeps growing in the leaps and bounds that it does, I wonder if there's another room. I'm sure that one room in that big ass building, there's got to be more rooms in there, I would think.
That's what I thought too. There's got to be more.
Because they're getting to the point where they almost need to have like NNL East, where they have, in my opinion, where they have the venue for the, vendors in another room from the models to be able to have enough room for everybody.
Right.
But that show is absolutely, I mean, I love it, but you better not be worrying about germs or rubbing elbows with people, because you're gonna rub elbows with people.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna run into them and get run over.
Yeah. And there's always there's a bottleneck in every style.
Yeah.
I was trying to look at the models. I'm like, nope, not that aisle. Go to the next. Nope, not that aisle.
Well, what's up, TJ? Well, as a creator for the social media, trying to film that stuff is so difficult.
Right.
I mean, on one hand, you're happy that many people's there and the show's doing that great. You know, it's awesome.
Right.
But the second hand, it's like, dang. And I think I had this conversation. Maybe you guys in chat tell me what you think. Do you think it would be possible for them to, like, I don't know, like the club or the host club or whatever, to cut out an hour and a half, an hour, and just say whether they got there in the morning or whatever, and just maybe offer, even if the creator had to pay for it, right? Like, there's a way to generate more money. Listen, we've got this hour and a half block where we're just going to have you guys as content creators come in, cost you $20, $10, whatever, whatever number makes sense. And then you'll have the tables to film without having, 1,000 people around you. I wonder if that's even possible, if that would piss off people that were not content creators, or if that would work, or if it wouldn't.
You know what? With as heavy as social media is and whatnot, that's probably not a bad idea.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to shows where they've taped it off just for judging, a judge.
Right.
So yeah, why couldn't they do? It'd probably work.
Even if it did it, if you either did it before you tell everybody, all right, you got to have your kid on the table at 9:00, and then you open it up at 9:00 for the people that bought we'll call it the early bird or whatever, like they did with the early bird at Acme, right? You had that option to get in there early. You paid a little extra and you got in there early. If they could do that with the content creators and say, hey, you got to buy this extra little thing, but it's going to get you in there and you're not going to have to deal with 1,000 other people. I'll ask Fred about it if he's still in the chat, maybe. But I talked to somebody about it and they instantly turned it down and said that the other people that are not content creators would get upset. But
Well, you know what though? Fuck them.
fuck them.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what? There you go. Just fuck
That's
them.
my boy.
I'm sure they would get upset, but it's
They can get happy.
They'd get upset because somebody else is getting something they're not. That's what it is.
and they're
So fuck them.
get upset about something anyway. So
Yeah, you get enough people together, somebody's going to be mad about something anyhow.
Damn right.
that's what I learned putting on our show is like, no matter how hard you try, there's gonna be someone doesn't agree with maybe one of your judges. You know,
There's always one turd in the punch bowl.
Bowl.
That is for sure. Always.
So fuck them.
Yep.
I had a guy that he didn't like the way one of our judges judged, and he's telling us, well, you know, he doesn't look at this, and that's not our criteria. You know,
Mhm.
I don't care if the A pillar is off a half an inch in the kit and it wasn't fixed, as long as it looks good and the quality is good.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I said, you're gonna have haters are gonna hate. There ain't no way around that.
that's right.
That's true.
So fuck them and feed them fish heads.
That's right.
Thank you, Dave. Yes, BG did a great job on editing the second episode.
Yes.
Our Jody did a great job with the topic. He did a
Thank
really
you.
good job with the roundtable there, so that was awesome. We enjoyed doing that, and we're looking forward to number 3. We haven't recorded it yet, but we will. I think Friday we got a meeting. I'm pretty sure we'll make something happen then. Hopefully, get another one out in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
Trying to do one once a month. Mr. BG has to do all that work on editing, and it's a lot of work for him to do that. And this is also his first time. He's only edited 2. So I'm sure like I was telling him the other day, I'm sure as he does it more, he'll get, it'll come more natural to him and faster and that.
Make it
But
easier.
he's putting in a lot of effort and a lot of time. And I told him the other day, I can't thank him enough for all of his work. He did that at 90% of that editing while on vacation. So, I mean, that's a lot to ask somebody to do for something that, we don't get paid to do that. We do it because we love the hobby and we want to put a positive thing out there for everybody and something for people to enjoy. So for him to do that on his vacation was extra special.
That is one thing you just said. This hobby, it's really like no other. The people at this hobby, one of the things I came home, I told my wife, and I was telling my one buddy, he's like, I didn't once have to deal with politics. I didn't have to deal with, what color someone is. Nothing.
Right.
That whole community is just one, and we're all there, and we're all enjoying it, and we're all getting along.
Yep.
It's really, everybody in this community should give themselves a pat on the back.
That's it. I've not met anybody in this community. You get that many people together, you're bound to have personalities that don't necessarily commingle.
Right.
But you spot it right away, and you just kind of tend to stay away from each other, right? You're polite to each other, but you stay away from each other, whatever.
Right.
But I've had a couple guys like that who I just didn't mix with, but that doesn't mean we're rude to each other or anything like that. We'll say hi in passing and go about the way. Most people do tell me to shut the fuck up a lot, but that's because I talk too much.
And then I show up in shows wearing a Rust-Oleum t-shirt.
Right.
That's right.
That has its entertainment value as well.
It does.
I got kicked out of a certain group for talking about Rust-Oleum.
Probably the same group that Justin used to raise hell in.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love it when you do that. He's doing great. I still need to catch that one. Imperial Malls. I lose brain cells every time I engage with people in that group. I guess they know what. Pretty sure they know what group we're talking about.
Yep.
Imperial Model Works, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that? That's not Logan, isn't it?
It might be.
I think it is. I think that is Logan.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah, I do believe.
He found his way. He was a lost lamb, but now he's found his way. But that comment alone made me think that sounds like a Logan joke. What's everyone working on? All right. Well, Justin is working on a couple different things. Right now, he's currently working on his Sherman tank that we're doing as a group build here in the on the Sunday builds. But he's also working on his Musaru car. Jody is working on a 29T bucket, but apparently he's working on changing
Dinner.
out laundry again or dinner. One of the
Sounds like dinner.
this might be dinner. And Mr. Tim is working on his Rebel, the AMC Rebel, which is awesome just because it's an AMC. And I'm still working on my Northeast Modified.
Dinner is in the crock pot.
Dinner is in the crock pot. What's for dinner?
What you got tonight?
Well, trying to eat a little bit healthier, so it's basically spaghetti, but instead of beef or sausage, cook it with chicken. So
Okay.
it's pretty good.
Sounds good.
Peppers, onions, mushrooms,
Oh, you lost me at the onions.
good sauce, bit of wheat pasta.
Tim. Yeah, Logan's after you. Said you better be working on a derby car.
Well, there are people that will see me working on this Johan, cutting it up, and it might as well be a derby car. I'm breaking a lot of hearts right now.
Yeah, that's the truth. That is the truth. But
I did that Javelin, the Pro Mod, because it took me 2 bodies, which were both just donated. But there were people like, I can't believe you bought that body for that. That's a vintage body. And I'm like, well, now it's a vintage Pro Mod car.
you
Yeah, that's right. Correction was.
past tense. Definitely past tense.
I was just looking at it when I was at the time, I'm like, wow, I can't believe you captured this. The victim sells look new shares.
Yeah, I got to work on Logan's logo this week.
Logan's logo.
Yeah, I think I've been working on it for the last year and a half, maybe longer. I apologize, Logan. It's been a hectic year.
That is definitely another talent of yours that is impressive. Like I said, when you did that artwork for the Rebel, I'm like, dude, he was just talking about that car. Look, he's already got it. This guy. That's what I think I had remembered that Logan told me that you were a graphic designer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that explains it. He can do that because he's got those skills.
Yeah.
But to be able to draw like that is, to me, that's impressive. I just never been able to do it.
It definitely, it's fun. One of the things that since I've been down here, I've developed arthritis in my joints. One I draw with. I also do pencils.
Right.
So I know when I was drawing that Rebel, it wasn't coming out as well as I thought it would. Fingers hurting.
Yeah, finger hurts. Dave, the thing behind the Johan stuff, I'm going to give you 2 explanations. The biggest reason that I am a huge Johan fan is because they're the only ones that ever produced any real AMC hot rod, the Javelin, the Scrambler, the Rebel, like what Mr. Tim's working on. And I'm a huge AMC fan. But the overall thing for Johan is they're not available anymore. And so it's economics 101. They ask a lot of money for them because there's only a certain amount of them left. What was Johan famous for? Their bodies and their interiors. If they had motors in them, the motors were outstanding as well. But the bodies were just amazing, very detailed bodies. The chassis always were, for the most part, they had a few, like that turbo car was really nice chassis, but overall their chassis were blah. But the detail on them is where they spent their time in detail was interior and body. And then if it did have a motor that was available, they started out way, way back, but they did a lot of promos. So if you went to Chrysler, if you went to a lot of Chrysler AMC stuff. If you went there and bought a new Scrambler, you would get one of these promo kits, and then you could flip it over on the bottom. They had that one-piece chassis, and a lot of them would have a description of what the real car had, like disc brakes or galvanized exhaust, and it would be imprinted on the chassis. Not all of them, but some of them. It would be imprinted on the chassis what details that car that the one-to-one car had. So, but the biggest reason that Johan kits are, go for the money that they go for is economics 101, supply and demand. There's not that many, and those who have them know what they got.
Yeah.
And like I said, most people that have them now, like what's his name? Not Odie. Can't think of his name now. He was there. The guy that basically has some say in the Johan name now.
Okie.
Oki. I was thinking Odie, but I knew that wasn't right. But Oki was up there at the show selling T-shirts, and he had a few things because I think he has a few molds, but I'm not sure what he has for sure. I talked to him once. Actually, interviewed him one time. He's a little bit different. To be polite, he's a little bit different, but he's a good guy, man. I mean, he really is a good guy. He's just a little different. Right? Halfway through the interview that I did with him, he was like, "My car broke down, or my truck broke down on the way down here. I don't know if I'm going to make it back or not." I'm like, "Well, I'm not paying you for this interview." That's not quite how it works.
Yeah.
I think him selling those T-shirts, he must do pretty good with those because a lot of guys bought them. So I'm happy for him if he's doing good with his T-shirts.
I think he sells parts.
He does. He has parts and bodies, and he has some original Johan stuff.
Yeah.
But there's been another company that's picked him up too. Is it Rocket City? Not Rocket City, or maybe Rocket City. It's a hobby store, but they picked up some of the rights to Johan stuff, and I think they're reselling it as well. But I don't know what all they got and what they didn't get.
Yeah. I think isn't it called Atomics?
Yes, that's it. You're 100% right, Tom.
Comic, yep.
Atomic City, yeah, Dave said Atomic City. Oki got ripped off when he bought it. He did. He didn't get the stuff that he was supposed to get. And, a lot of that stuff, if you believe the history anyway, the employees were very disgruntled towards the end of the business. They were very disgruntled, weren't getting paid, weren't getting any raises. So apparently those molds are made out of a really hard to come by metal that they could get money for at the junkyard. So they were taking some of the smaller molds and smaller pieces and stuffing it in a lunchbox and taking it to the junkyard and getting money. I can't think of the name of it, name of that metal, but I was watching, Atlantis got a lot of old molds, and they were talking about them the other day. And when they said the word that molds are made out of, I'm like, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a real history that goes along with the whole shooting bang behind Johan, which it's pretty neat if you get into it.
Yeah.
They had a lot going on for sure.
And they got some cool.
But that's it. Leave it to Papa Z. That dude is a daggum encyclopedia. He is the Google box of model cars. Good old Papa Z, Rick Zink, by William. And apparently it's real hard to come by. And but it's a metal that stands up to the high pressures and what the heats and whatever. And that's what they make the molds out of.
Really?
Yeah, I got 14 hours a day sitting in a bulldozer, so I get the luxury of listening to all the different, now I won't say podcasts as much as all the different videos and stuff that people put out about it. So I mean, you get some of it's kind of blown out of proportion, but a lot of it's based in truth anyway. Rick says it's an aircraft grade alloy, so that's why it's expensive. And Brian was doubling up on what I said. Johan was screwing the employees. This was after was John. I think his first name was John Hanley. I'm pretty sure is what his name was.
Okay.
It was after he was gone. They were the employees. Johan was screwing the employees, and then they were scrapping the mold to get money. But they said when he was there that he was one of those ones that you did it right, but he was a good employer. That they liked working for him, and I believe his wife took it over, or maybe it was the secretary. He had the same secretary for years, and she took it over. I forget now. Watching because I've watched the history of AMT, Revell, all those. So I might be getting those mixed up, but.
Did you want the tomatoes cut?
Huh?
Would you prefer the tomatoes?
It doesn't matter. Either way.
Unexplainable life. The Marvel life of Texas. The Holland life of Norway. Pages 2. There's a life that has had
That spring's supposed to compress. Why is it not compressing? Dang it. Yeah. Brian Connell, he has been working at a hobby shop in Massachusetts for 20 plus years. And he was saying that Oki is trying to get distributors. Let me read how he said it. Oki has some of the molds and has tried to get distributors to prepay for stuff so he can come up with capital to do a run of kits. And none of the distributors are putting up the money up front, which, I mean, I get that too. If you got to be careful, right? Put the money up, he can put it in his pocket and run, and what are you going to do about it? But
Right.
I'm not saying that he would. I'm just saying I'm sure that's what they're looking at.
It's been reported as early as 1836 along the Trail of Tears. One of the stories there was a Quapaw Indian was a warrior. That was travelers, and that this
Yeah, the Johan bodies are.
spirit of her soul has formed.
I don't know if did you ever see that Pontiac? The Star. But I did. It was called the War Chief.
You what now? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, did you ever see that War Chief I built? It was a Pontiac Star Chief.
No, I don't think I did.
Send you a picture. It's buried in moving stuff yet.
You're still trying to unpack, huh?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to end for another year.
The only thing worse than unpacking is packing.
Yeah.
Me and my girl were talking about, we had a 5-year plan to move to Tennessee, and she's like, "What are you going to do with all this stuff?" I said, "All this stuff is going out into my building. And when it comes time to move, I'm just setting everything on the floor so it can't fall off the shelf. And I'll pick it up when we get there."
Yeah, we still got a 12 by 30 foot storage that I really haven't.
I think your mic's going in and out just a little bit, Tim. It's sometimes a little hard to hear you.
Okay.
Might be getting too far away from it. I don't know. It's,
I probably am.
there you go. We heard you good that time.
I tend to talk soft. Too.
Oh well, speak up.
You sound like my wife.
Right? Speak up.
Speak up already.
Drowned herself because
That's it.
it's not their moment. So they say that this
Yeah.
life is not her.
It's impossible. This is all just a trick of the light from cars in the distance.
I don't subscribe to the hypothesis that we're seeing now pollution from car headlights. First of all, car headlights come in pairs. So maybe
Yeah, that's true. Looking at Brian, John,
a lot of
the guy from behind Johan, actually started molding plastic seats and toilet seats and seats for stadiums, and they did models on the side to make up for slow times.
Really?
Yeah.
That's important now.
And then it took off because he was 50s when he started, and then I remember one of the stories is he went out and bought a Cadillac, liked it, and then that's when they made the Cadillac what I know is the Boss Hog Cadillac, that big Cadillac that they did, because he had one, so he ended up figuring out how to get the rights to be able to make them.
So much cool history in this.
Yeah, this hobby is really cool. I mean, we all know it started with aircraft. I mean, aircraft was like the OG. I mean, there was cars too, but it started with aircraft, especially during the war. And when young boys would get the wooden planes, and then from the wooden planes on up to buying complete planes, and then making kits out of them. The way it just grew and grew and grew into what it is today.
Yeah.
And no, the hobby is not dying.
No, it's not dying. It is not dying at all. However, it
Got
is
a major resurgence.
it's changing some in that, and I've said this before, and I know at least Justin and probably Jody as well agree with me that the Bandai stuff, that's paying for 90% of what we do on the car side, because like over in Asia and Japan and all that Bandai and then Gundam, that is a huge market.
Yep.
Huge market.
Huge.
But so I say to those guys, keep building, and I think that's the future for here too, because that stuff eventually will end up over here. But
It already is.
Yeah, it's here now for sure. But I forget who it was I was watching. Oh, I was watching an interview with the guy that does the magazine for drag motorcycles. He was interviewing 93-year-old Don Garlitz. I was watching it today. And Don said the same thing as far he's not real happy with the way NHRA is now, but he said it too. We don't have a car culture today,
right,
that we had back. Even the guys with the Fast and Furious stuff, the cars of today are what they are. They're more utilitarian than, you don't, who was it? Somebody was saying the other day that they in 69, 70, 81, they were going to school in their mom's 69 Camaro, and it turned everybody's heads. And
right.
Then it was only an 11-year-old car, right? So it's like, 1980, whatever it was an 11-year-old car. And even then it was a classic. But you go back 11 years, and I mean, there's probably a handful of cars that you could say, that were maybe kind of cool or whatever, but I think they build them now to be more utilitarian than anything.
Yeah, look back 11 years ago. Do you see any cool cars that kids would want to drive that parents would buy?
No.
Right.
Here's my 13 Camry.
I mean, really, you got the Camaro, you got a Mustang, and you got the Dodges.
Yeah, Mopar tried to come back with their big muscle stuff. And those cars that they did produce are way faster, way safer, way more. I can't say way more fun to drive, because those big cars and them older cars with that raw torque they were a lot of fun to drive.
Right.
But if you want to go fast and be safe and get around corners in the same car, these new ones, you can't beat it, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, that might be the handful that's out there compared to nobody's taking a new Dart and putting a 340 in it. Right? One of the new Dart, not the new Darts. No, they're not doing that.
The new Darts are basically the Neon.
That's exactly why they're not doing that, right?
And that's a car so bad that Dodge didn't even want it.
Yeah. I think the hobby's in decent shape.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think with 3D printing, what it is, I think we're in another golden age of the hobby. I know back in the day, when they were producing all your kits were coming out a dozen a month or whatever back in the heyday.
Right.
That could be considered a golden age as well. But I think now between the products that are available, whether it be the paints, the airbrushes, the the 3D printed stuff for sure, even some of your old school poured resin guys. Somebody asked me the other day what I thought about poured resin. I think for bodies, it's hard to beat poured resin. So for anything big, it's hard to beat poured resin as long as it's done right. Those bodies come out so smooth and so nice. But for detail parts, distributors, alternators, carburetors that you can see the ventures in, yeah, that's definitely going to be a 3D printed thing.
Yeah. It's amazing what the 3D printers will do.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And these scratch built guys, guys like yourself, Tim, that are building stuff on top of that and can make things work. To me, that is so impressive. And I know that back in the day, that's what you guys had to do. There was no, you either kit bashed it a little bit or, you built it yourself. And
right. Like in my case, my dad was a bricklayer. He didn't make a lot of money. It was, bricklayer in Illinois. So you're off the year, half of the year. And so we built out of necessity. If we're going to build something, we're buying one kit, and this is how we did it. My dad, we would buy one kit, spend the $5 back then.
Right.
And one time he would get the body and I would get the chassis. And the next time he might get the chassis and I would get the body. We switched off. But everything else, you're talking 5 years old. I'm already starting to scratch build stuff.
Right.
It was that or nothing.
Right. Yeah, to figure out.
So,
And Brian, I know you're joking, but some people say it's cheating. 3D printing is cheating, but I disagree, man. I think it's out there for everybody to use, and it's you start getting into the competition side of it. Here's the real truth: if you're showing off your motor and you're in competition and you don't have a 3D printed motor with all the pieces and parts and the detail, you're not going to be competitive. You're just not, unless it's just not. You go to Acme. And that's in box stock. That's still a class. I do know that they had it at Acme as well. Maybe 3D printed kits become a class of their own, not 3D printed parts. 3D complete kits,
right,
become a thing of their own. But there is some very, very nice 3D printed chassis out there. But in my experience, and I have a very limited experience, I have probably 8 or 10 complete model kits that are 3D printed from top to bottom. And the ones that I have, the chassis are less than great. I have that 50s Plymouth Suburban. It's just a T-Dog just did his and did a great job on it. But the chassis is kind of me. It's a very much a Johan type looking chassis. There's not much to it. Same way with the rest of the stuff that I have. Now, can you swap it out with a nicer chassis that's 3D printed? Heck yeah.
I was one of those guys that didn't like, I was the same thing. 3D's printed stuff is cheating. And a good buddy of mine came over and he's like, what is it? You're buying a kit. You didn't make that kit. And so at an actuality, now you're actually, at least you got your hands on making the part. So I've kind of changed my opinion on that. But just Acme in the past couple of years, the quality. I see it at our show too. The quality of work that these guys are doing now.
No, it's there.
It's beyond amazing anymore.
When I got back into the hobby, I got back in about I'm going on 5 years ago now, and then to find. We're not using tester square bottles anymore. What? There's other stuff out there?
Right.
I got hooked up with Mr. Jameson at Scale Finishes, and man, I went crazy buying paint from them guys. They're beautiful. I got the whole Testers XF line, F line, and the LP line, and I use every one of them, but I use them, man.
Tamiya line.
Tamia.
Tamia.
Yeah, you said testers.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tamia.
I didn't
Mikey
want to. I didn't want to confuse our watchers.
Mikey gets confused sometimes.
I
Everybody.
do.
It
I do.
absolutely does.
I got 2 brain cells. One's lost. The other one's looking for it.
Okay. That's fantastic.
I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, you're right, TJ, and I'm sure that everybody else can. I remember, when I wanted to do plug wires, I was tearing apart an old phone or something, trying to get wires out of it, and trying to get them enough of them that were the same. I'd go to the junkyard, or to the not junkyard, but the local dump, and look for anything that might have had wires in it that would work.
Right.
Tear shit apart and
Yeah, just
try to get the wires out of it because they were real small wires. Now you got the Konica ready to go plug distributor and plug wires that are absolutely outstanding, and their magnetos are even more impressive. But they're $10 a piece, so sacrifice a little bit of money, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, our club, I designed I designed the distributors and stuff, and then I print them, and then I give them to the club. They paint them and they wire them, and they sell them at shows.
Right.
All pre-done, and that's like one of our number one sellers.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy the 3D printed ones and put the wires together yourself. You can buy the kits. They even had the little boots, but I discovered those Konica ones, and you don't have to do anything. You have to put them in. They're aluminum shafts or whatever you want to call it. Whatever the base is aluminum. And then the wires, you can get them in different colors and ready to go. And for $10 a piece, man, that's one less thing, one less sub model that you got to make for me.
Right.
The funny thing is, though, you gotta be careful with. It's only $10 because next thing you know, you bought enough just $10 accessories that cost 3 times the cost of the kit.
Yep. And
Right.
there you are. But
Then add $20 for rims and tires.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Gets away
me.
quick.
I'm cheap. If I can't make it, I don't want it.
And that comes from, like you said, being 5 years old and not having an option. You had to do it. You had to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
And I get that. Like I said, my hat's off to those guys that can do that can scratch build that stuff. I got into where I can kit bash, but as far as scratch building goes, that's a whole nother level. I've done a little bit, but nothing like what's out there.
Well, that truck that I had at Acme, that was a whole different approach for me for building models. Because what I would do is I would scratch build a part. Then I've been trying to teach myself CAD.
All right.
But then I would go in and I would recreate that part in CAD and then 3D print it.
Okay.
See how close I got. And a couple things I had to redo, but like the front air dam, headlights, stuff that I might want to use it again down the road.
Right.
Let's do it now. And
I get it done. Get a file for it, and then then you have it. It's there.
yeah. And the 3D printing is, just like right here, this probably is not going to pertain to too many people, but this is,
Check that out.
it's
I love this. Be sure and tell us the story behind that. Let me blow it. I'm going to end bigging you.
Okay.
There you go.
So this is a 1976 Snow Twister. I had one when I was younger. And it was strictly an oval racer for the snowmobiling. And so my dad and uncle took me to my first snowmobile race back in 77. And these were the top dogs back then, 76, 77. And I always wanted to build a diorama of like the pits with all the different snowmobiles, but my dad built one out of balsa wood. But to build 30 or 40 of those things would be nuts.
Right.
Now that I've been learning the CAD, I'm able to, I built the file, then I 3D printed it. Now I can print off dozens of them.
Right.
And then I even went as far as the next year after that, the 77, the 78s, where they started to get a lot more
That one looks more like a small car, or a small, kind of Camaro looking ish.
Yeah, it's got these had independent front suspension.
Oh wow!
And this is all all you can do it because it's 3D. There ain't nobody that makes a kit like that.
Right.
That's one of the cool things I find with the 3D stuff.
Yeah, and the fact that you took it from your head and maybe some photos and created that file and now have something in front of you that otherwise, had you not done it, would never existed, right?
Right.
That
And
is super cool.
sizes. That's I'm fortunate. I belong to a lot of Facebook groups that these guys actually own some of these sleds yet.
Right.
And they're like, pretty please, will you go measure the seat for me? And all.
Right, please.
So I've been lucky that way. But I actually so back in '78 you had Articat, Skidoo, Polaris, Scorpion. They were your big majors.
Right.
So I've got the Polaris one built in CAD. So I'm building all the different sleds.
Nice.
Now, as I go, sorry, like the Polaris that I got, it's got the engine, it's got everything, the engine, everything in it.
Nice.
And again, I print these things, you've seen how small they are.
I remember when it was a Yamaha Phaser 440 came out.
Yeah.
That thing was a beast.
Yeah.
An absolute beast. Yeah, we were riding Spitfires, John Deere Spitfires at the time. And I didn't own one, but a buddy of mine had one. I was able to ride his now and again. But when they came out with that 440, dude, that thing was absolutely, at that time, it was unbeatable, right? I mean, that thing was just stupid fast.
Right. And then pan forward, I had what they called a Rev 800.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, that thing was ridiculously fast, especially for trail riding. Corner to corner, you're hitting 70 miles an hour. I'm going to get killed on this thing. So, yeah. But me and my brother, we downsized. We went to the 4-stroke Yamahas. And when I moved, we sold them.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, though.
Yeah, a lot of fun. My brother did that snowcross for a while.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't know what he had. He had, some racing, super duper racing thing.
Yeah.
And he's 7 years older than me. So I think his body was, because he races, we talked about the Northeast Modified that I'm building.
Yeah.
He races 2 of those in the summertime up there in the Northeast. And then he would do that snowcross in the wintertime. And I think he just got too much on his body, because he probably would never admit to that. But
Yeah.
It's probably got to be a little bit hard on his body. I want to take a second to say hey to my buddy Jeff Lawless. We were just talking about you, my friend. And cousin Vinny's in the house. What's up, Vinny? Vinny's my Long Island friend that lives down in South Florida now. But he's got that Long Island accent. Sounds like our good friend Rob Riv.
Yeah.
And it just so happens he's got the same amount of F-bombs that Riv has too. I guess they reproduce.
That was sure as shit not a Long Island accent, Mikey.
I don't know, whatever it was. I screwed it up, I'm sure, but yeah, Brian, I got a buddy of mine that does those Lego things, and he does a lot of cars, and like I guess Lego does a lot of like Ferraris and fancy cars like that. And he was telling me about them. I've never done that. Last time I played with Legos is the square blocks and yellow and red and blues, and that was it. Made buildings out of them. But I know some of the sci-fi guys, they get into that because the Lego has a lot of sci-fi stuff too.
We're a long way away from the old days with that stuff.
I know, right? Yeah, Jeff, we are on the Discord. If you look at that little ticker running across the bottom, but when I get in there this afternoon, I'll go ahead and send you an invite. Dave, that Z28 was my dad's, or my stepdad's actually. That was back when I was still cool, man.
You were
Somebody-
never cool.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that much.
Jody said I was ripping Marlboro Lights with a hat on backwards. I was just cool.
That's right. Ripping butts, kicking ass.
I can't remember. I think it's a 79. I'm pretty sure it's a 79 Z28. But
That's what it looked like, yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was because he had the 79 Z28 and then he bought an 81 Camaro, or an 81 Corvette. I sometimes get them messed up.
Yes.
But that was circa 1987 ish in a little town called Manchester, Vermont. When we get out of here tonight, Jeff, I'll go ahead and send you an invite over there to the Discord page.
I want to stress that Discord that is open all the time for anybody that wants to go in there.
Yeah, we don't have to
Doesn't
be
have
there.
to be one of us there.
Right.
Yeah.
We want that to be a meeting place.
Right. We want everybody to go in there and hang out, have fun, build, and it's wide open there. I mean, we don't talk about politics and dumb shit like that, but as far as language, it's private. It's not being recorded. You can say whatever the hell you want to say.
So what is that? What is that?
Discord. Have you ever been to a Zoom meeting? You do Zoom meetings for your clubs, right? It's the same. It's the same general concept.
Okay.
You come and go as you want. It's just
Online meeting.
kind of like this, but not recorded and no chat. So
Okay.
just hanging out, kind of like we were before the show started, where it was just.
Yeah.
It's the same idea as that, but
Okay.
it's open 24 hours, 7 days a week, and like I said, there don't have to be anybody in there.
Yeah.
Like one of the hosts don't have to be in there for you to get in. If
Okay.
you just want to go in there, a lot of times
Meet some new people.
meet some new people. Yeah, I've met, to back up, that's how I met Justin, was through the Insanities Discord.
Worst day of my life.
I know, second worst day of my life. But I went in there into theirs, right? They didn't have a lot of car guys. They were, Justin does cars, and I know that Adam's done a few cars here and there. But after listening to their podcast, I was listening to everything they had done that up to then. And I just went in there and hey, I acted like I knew everybody, but I just busted in the front door, and about an hour into it, Rob Adams was like, "I like you. You just walked in here like you know everybody." I said, "Well, you know me now." That's where Logan hangs out too a lot. Is in their Discord. That's where I met him. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of cool guys that and it's a great place to go to where you can meet people and I learned a lot of stuff and have a good time.
Okay. I'll have to check it out because I got more time on my hand now.
A lot of times I'll do it and put it on in the background, just have it up there and be working, like we are now, working on my stuff. And if somebody talks about something I've got something to say about, I'll get in, make comment or whatever. But a lot of times, especially if you're in there with Riv, there's a lot of ball busting going on. You got to be able to give it back. But he's a lot of fun, man, that dude. But we're definitely trying to get ours off the ground, and it becomes one of those deals where if you look at it, because you can look when you go into Discord, you can look and see all the different rooms that you're a part of.
Yeah.
And, once you get more than one room, and they have a little camera that lets you know somebody's in the room, so you can click on it and go in there. But a lot of times people will see that there's nobody in the rooms and they don't go in.
Okay.
So, but I recommend anybody that ain't doing nothing, go into the room, because the next guy might come along and see, oh, there's somebody in there. I'll go in there. You know what I mean? Because it draws people in.
Nice.
Sometimes people will even use it to go, "Oh fuck, that guy's in there. I'm not going in there yet."
Right? You can see who's in there.
It works for that too, yes.
Yeah, it does work for that. A lot of times I'm usually that guy. Oh, he's in there. I ain't going in there. That some bitch don't shut up.
Right? Like, oh, I'm not ready for that yet.
Right? I just woke up. I'm not dealing with that.
No, it's more like the whiskey hasn't kicked in yet.
Right.
Oh man.
We are are creeping up on our 2 hours. It's gone by pretty quick,
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been almost 2 hours.
right?
Wow.
Tim, it was good having you in here.
Oh, thanks for having me in here. It was a good time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tim, like I said, I got to meet him. We don't live 30 minutes from each other, but we've been trying to get together. And I didn't even know you were at the Southland show, or I would have tracked you down.
Well, I wasn't there long.
You wasn't there long. Yeah, I was there. I was there for the whole day. In fact, I got there the night before, and that's a whole nother story. Trying to find a room because there was a big concert. I forget who it was, and I was like, I can't even find a room. I had to go all the way up to where the college is and stay up there at the college, 10, 15 miles away. But it wasn't that bad. It worked out, but.
Yeah, I got there right as the awards were starting.
Okay.
So I walked around, bought a couple things, and then you were there, and you were sitting with a bunch of people waiting for the awards, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was to go up and say something like,
anytime. That goes for anybody in the chat as well. Anytime you see me, please come up, say hey. I had some guys come up, and I met at least 2 new guys at Acme that are fans of the show and my channel and all. So yeah, absolutely, man. Always feel free to come up and say hey. I try to be
I
as
came
polite as I can.
that yet, Acme. I'm thinking this guy's gonna think I'm some kind of psycho or something.
Nah.
Do people have the option of running away too, Mike? Or
They do have that option as well.
okay,
And
just checking.
if they run away and I happen to catch them out of the corner of my eye, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that guy knows me. He's running away.
Well, sometimes that person coming up to say hi can actually be the rescue for the person you're talking to.
You leave my friend alone.
Call in that emergency egress.
Looks like that dude Mike's talking to is trying to chew his arm out to get away from him. I'm gonna,
Right?
I'm gonna swoop in there and run some interference.
That's it. Go, Rescue Rangers.
Oh man.
Well, we like to, at the end of our show, Tim, we like to do what we call the round table.
Okay.
And we'll let Justin start off, and we'll let you go after Jody. But basically, it's just an opportunity to, if you have any social media that you want to share or anything that you want to share with the group, please do. But
Okay.
wait a minute. What did Lawless say? Walk up and talk to Mike, and he's like, he likes to play with your nips. I'm guilty. I do. I like to play with
Oh
nipples.
my
I'm a
God.
nipple guy.
Oh boy,
Fucking hell.
good to know that.
keep your fingerproof pasties on because you just never know. But I'm coming.
What the fuck just happened?
And on that note, we're going to let Justin start the sign-offs.
All right, everyone. I hope you had a great time this evening. As much as I did, except the fact that this Ryefields model Sherman has about 16,000 pieces. Because literally all I've done this entire time is just this. That's it. That's all I've done. Just that.
Wow.
And it's a good time as always. Tim, it's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
You guys can find me at Ryan's Random Model Works on Facebook, Instagram, the usuals. Also find me lurking over at the Modeling Insanity Podcast Facebook page, as well as the Model Car Mania Facebook page. You can also listen to these dulcet tones on both of those podcasts. That's about it.
That's it.
Jody, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks Tim for being on the show tonight. It's great. I hope Tim and Jason are now spooning probably somewhere
I would
in the
have
hills of Massachusetts or New Hampshire. I don't know what they're doing, but
Over a nice bowl of pasta.
I can be found at VW Jody over at Instagram. I've kind of gained a bunch of people over there, so great. Keep coming. I'll try to keep loading content in there when I can. I'm not very good about it, but sometimes I just get hung up just building stuff and not worried about that other stuff. So
that happens. That happens.
yeah, but it was good. Thanks everybody for coming out. Appreciate it.
All right. Mr. Tim.
Well, thank you guys for having me on here. It's been a blast. Nice meeting everybody. I do have a YouTube channel. I pretty much just post videos of what I've built. I'm not really I don't talk on them or anything. Casper Builds with a K.
Casper Builds with a K. All right. We'll check it out for sure.
And then we have a Facebook page too, same name. And then
What about your model club?
yeah, Midwest Scale Modelers. We're out of Delavan, Wisconsin. We have our show in September. It's the second weekend of September, and that will be in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. So if you're in the area, come check it out. Scale Auto or Tim Kidwell from Scale Auto, or Fine Scale Modeler now, he calls it a destination show. So
No, nice.
yeah,
Cool.
So
That's one we got to check out. Logan was telling me about it this year, and I saw where you posted on Facebook where you were headed up there. So that's I'm gonna put that one on my list for next year. Hopefully, we'll get there. Still
Yeah.
trying to get to the NNL East.
me too.
You haven't been there yet. Maybe it can be our first year this year.
Yeah,
Caravan up there.
right.
You guys can hold hands.
That's it. And Skip.
There you go.
Yep.
Damn, man.
Jesus Christ. The imagery.
I've never- Well, I want to first say thank you to Tim again for coming and hanging out with us. Pretty sure this is your first live YouTube type thing. Is that true?
Yes, my very first.
Absolutely. We popped your cherry. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Jesus Christ.
I know, right?
Jesus Christ.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Great questions today. You guys look like you're having fun. It's been rolling pretty good. Please, before you exit, smash that like button. It does us a lot of help, helps us a lot on the old algorithms and all that good stuff. Me, it's the same old, same old. You can find me at the Scale Model Outlaw here at the YouTubes and on the Facebook. Also, please be sure and check out the new Model Car Mania podcast that you can find on all of your. I'm going to do my best, Justin. You can find them on all of your podcast forums.
That was terrible.
That was there. Do it for me. Do it right.
And don't forget to check out Model Car Mania podcast. Found out. Well, see, now you got me all screwed up. Found wherever you source your favorite podcast through your favorite podcast apps, such as Apple Podcast, Spotify, and iHeart Podcasts, or whatever the hell that thing is called.
There you go. What he said. And as always, y'all, be kind to each other, be safe, and keep on modeling. We'll see you all next Sunday, same time, same channel. We're out. Peace. And it's over.